Hey YouTube, it's Bugout, and this video is going to be on the Ontario Rat Model 2. So there is another one, the Model 1, the first version, which is a larger variant of this one that you see in front of me. And I do own the other one, the Rat Model 1. Unfortunately, it's with my stuff over in the States, so not able to show you a good comparison of that right now, but I'll do that in a later video. Stay tuned for that. I'll be reunited with my knife collection this summer, so stay tuned. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I'm in Korea right now, so the reason why I have this knife and as opposed to some of my other more expensive knives is just because the knife laws over here are kind of open to interpretation, so I wanted to bring with me less expensive knives just because it'd be easier to part with knives that are not too pricey. So that's why I have this video, and why I have a lot of other budget knife videos up these days is just because that's simply what I have over here in Korea. And this one is priced at the perfect price of $25. I think right now, as this video is being made, it's $26. But the price goes up and goes down just depending on how Amazon is feeling that day. And you can find it other places, not just Amazon.com. You can find it on Blade HQ and stuff like that. So, but I list the Amazon links below because it helps my channel if you purchase products using the Amazon links. But you can certainly find this a lot of different online stores. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. I'll list off the stats and talk about what I like about the knife. Right off the bat, let me just tell you the difference between this one and the other one, the larger model. Personally, I prefer this size because the blade length on this is it is just exactly 3 inches long, the blade length. So that works really well because, you know, just being in the military, the size limitation on a knife will depend on what the commander says, and a lot of commanders just sort of, especially if they're not knife people, they just kind of usually say, oh, 3 inches. 3 inches is the limit on how big of a knife you can have. It's not like that for every workplace, so it just depends. But some of the places I've gone to, 3 inches is the limit. So this falls perfectly into that. The Rat Model 1 is 3.625 inches. And then the next and last comparison I'll make between the two models is that this one weighs 2.75 ounces, which is extremely lightweight, and the Rat Model 1 is 4.95 ounces, which is lightweight for the size of the blade for sure. Next up, I'm going to talk about the blade steel, and you can see it right on here, printed right on it. This is AUS 8 steel, which is kind of a Taiwanese steel. It's popular in a lot of the cold steel blades that you'll see out there, and those are also produced in Taiwan. And let's see, moving along, the blade type is what's known as a drop point, although it's kind of hard to tell, but the tip of this, if you were to draw a straight line, you can see the tip, it does drop down a little bit, and the grind on this is what's known as a full flat grind. So it's all just one steep grind, and then of course the secondary bevel, which is what you sharpen. The handle material is simply just made out of nylon, nothing fancy or anything like that. It isn't G10 or anything, it's just nylon, but it seems to work. And the way that this opens, as you might have been able to tell, is just simply with this little thumb stud right here. Just moving that thumb stud will lock this into place, and that is locked into place with something known as a liner lock, which is named because it's the material that is lining the handles. So using the thumb stud, you can see that this locks it open and makes it safe. A couple other things to note is that the pocket clip can be positioned on the right side or the left side, so I guess this is however you want to, so this is the right side. It can be placed in so that the tip of the blade is facing up or facing down, or pointed up or pointed down I should say, left or right handed side. So people who are right handed like to keep this, you typically tip up in their right pocket. That like myself, I'm right-handed, but if you're left-handed, you could certainly move it over to your left side. So it's very customizable, is the point that I'm trying to make, just depending on how you want to move these pocket clips. But the pocket clip screws, as well as the screw for the pivot, you might want to get one of the Benchmade blue box maintenance kits, just so you can be able to change that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not paid by Benchmade to say that. It's just something that I use, and that's also only $20, and you can use it for your knife collection. The next thing that I wanted to mention is just how easy this thing is to clean. Now, I cleaned it out maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's already kind of getting a little dirty. I don't know if you can tell just by looking in here. But the good thing about, although it's easy to clean, it's also easy for it to get dirty. But you can just take a Q-tip, or I take napkins sometimes if I'm just not in a place where I have Q-tips. If I'm just at work and I'm just trying to clean it, and I'll just fold it up, put them in there. Handkerchief works as well, and it's very, very easy to clean. I also like the ergonomics of the handle. That not only is there jimping on the spine of the blade, which helps you get a good grip of the knife, or purchase, as they say, but there's also this finger choil in the handle, which just really kind of melts into place, and also gives you a nice firm grip if you need to bear down on it or anything like that. Although I wouldn't recommend that you put too much weight on this knife, just simply because it is a liner lock, and that's not the strongest locking mechanism of a pocket knife, but it certainly works for everyday carry. But you can also bring this outdoors with you if you like. There's different variants. The one that I'm showing you with the brown handle and the black blade is a little bit more expensive. It might be closer to $30, and if you get the one with the black handle and then like the plain blade, or with the black blade, it's closer to the price range that I was referring to at the beginning of the video. There's also lanyard hole right here, so you can put little some cordage back here, and make it easier to pull out of your pocket, or easier to find if you want to have reflective cordage or anything like that. So it's just really up to you how you guys want to use this knife. I highly recommend this blade whenever anyone asks, whether they be a friend or family or someone online, and whenever they ask for a suggestion on a knife and they really don't want to spend more than $30, I always recommend this knife. It seems like $30 is the big, I don't want to spend $30. For people who aren't knife guys, they're like, oh, $30, that's way too much, but they're willing to spend $25. So this is a great knife for people who fall into that category, or if you're just looking to buy a knife for a friend and you don't know what to buy them, this is a good knife for that person. Anyways, guys, I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section down below, and I'll try to answer them. I highly recommend this knife. Very lightweight, very inexpensive. The feel and the look of it, I mean, everything about this knife is really, really good, and it's one of my most everyday carried knives. Even though I own knives even back in the States, and here, that I have a knife collection, but this one finds my pocket more often than most of my knives that I have. Anyways, guys, y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless.